I actually, it maybe sounds weird, I actually want to start talking with you about my weekend. And not just about my weekend, but something that happened. And I'd like to go in a little bit deep. The reason for that is my wife and myself took our two young kids to the zoo, which the zoo should be a very exciting, fun experience. And for us, it was. Because I kind of plan and I kind of prepare myself. Okay, this is what I want to achieve, mindset wise, and if something happens, make sure that the kids have as much fun as possible, and us as well. However, I also like to look at other parents, fathers in particular, to see, to learn from them. How do they do it?
What has gone wrong, Klaus? Tell me.
I was so surprised. I mean, they were losing it. They were yelling, screaming at their kids, pulling them. In one occasion, I think it was the mother even hit their kid for what I thought was absolutely nothing. The kid was just crying, threw away his cup. It hit another girl on the head. It happens, And then the father was finally there, and he was going off, and they finally took the mobile phone. I think the kid was 2 or something, and just kept making sure that the kid was looking at something on the mobile phone. And I was just so surprised. I was like, you go to the zoo to have fun. And I know it was hot. I got to admit, it was a very hot day. I just told you, I live in Spain. It was one of those days that you're like, we should have gone to the beach, or we should have gone to the pool or something. But I was still so surprised. So I was just wondering, and that was the first thing I thought when I was going over, like, what am I going to ask? I want to figure this out with you. It's like, okay, so what is it that makes fathers just lose it while they're at a day that they should have fun and everybody should be positive and enjoying themselves?
Mate, I think it's a symptomatic of a bigger problem with society. It's what we call in the UK, I call it busyness, BUSYNESS. And busyness means we are running and rushing through our life so fast that we sometimes forget to have fun along the way. I mean, it's not normally at the zoo, it's normally the commute to work, so much traffic. A lot of people are grumbling and moaning about the traffic without realizing they are the traffic. You know what I mean? Is that we're so getting through life so quickly that we're not taking time out to enjoy the moment. And everybody's at the zoo taking pictures and pictures and pictures, and really you don't need any pictures at the zoo. Just embrace the moment and live in the now. And then I know that in your case you're smiling because you know this, but there are so many people who are so stressed with life, right, that they are rushing through it to 100 miles an hour. I have this thing where most people are living life fast, but are we living it well? And Klaus, most people aren't living it well. That stress spills over into your family life. Yeah, you take your kids to the zoo, but your mind's not at the zoo. Your mind's on your emails when you get home, or you sending the kids off to see the elephants so that you can spend some time in the cafe catching up with your emails. That is such bad parenting, but you see it all the time. And I think one of the essences of, being in the moment with your kids is really being there. I mean, genuinely being in the moment with the kids and blocking everything else out. And that's quite easy to say. It's quite hard to do. Because we're rushing, like I say, we're rushing headlong through life. I mean, the average lifespan, Klaus, is 4,000 weeks. So I often announce that in my workshops in the UK. If you announce that to children, you say you're going to live for 4,000 weeks. Children go wild with happiness. They're like, oh my gosh, 4,000 weeks, that's like forever. That's brilliant. Thank you for sharing that, Andy. But if you share that same statistic with people of my age, and I say to a corporate audience, you're going to live for about 4,000 weeks, there's not any punching of the air. There's no high-fiving. There's more of a collective look of horror and shock as people calculate how many weeks they've got left. And I think it's that coming from, let's start living life. Let's slow down a little bit and start to enjoy our 4,000 weeks instead of trying to get them over with. In fact, there's a phrase called destination addiction, which basically means that on a Monday morning, most people's aim is to get through the week, is to survive the week. So you might not actually say it, but the working population on Monday, when the alarm goes, most people are, oh, okay, here we go again, another week to survive. Well, you might have a holiday booked in 3 weeks, and somebody says, how are you? Only 3 weeks to go. And what happens, of course, is we are therefore reserving our happiness for a special occasion at the weekend, or reserving our happiness for especially in 3 weeks' time, or I'll be happy when I retire. And all the time we're putting happiness in the wrong time zone. We're putting it at some point in the future, whereas your story about the weekend is learning to be happy now is such a key skill.
Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up.
Hey man, I hope you got all the information out of this that you were looking for. If so, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you hit the bell, then every time we come out with a new video, you will be informed. For now, thanks for listening, and I hope to see you soon.